மனசில் அது வச்சிருக்கக்கூடாது, பையனாக இருந்தால் வச்சுக்கலாம், பெண்ணாக இருந்தால் ஒழிச்சு பண்ணலாம், அப்படி இப்படி பிடிச்சா தீர்ந்து போச்சு. பிறந்த உடனே நானே பாசிபிள் மறுபடி பையனே இல்லை அப்படின்னு 8 குழந்தைங்களாட்டெல்லாம் கொண்டு விட்டோம்.
Gendercide has become an increasingly big issue in India and other areas of Asia. One of the main reasons for this is because of the dowry system that has been in place for centuries. The dowry system is the durable goods, cash, and property that the bride's family gives to the groom, his parents, or his relatives as a condition of the marriage. With this system still in place, even though it is technically outlawed, families see having daughters as giving birth to someone else's wealth, whereas having a son is looked at as gaining wealth. In places in India that are poorer, the dowry could potentially be everything they have. If they already don't have enough money to feed themselves, the thought of having to pay a dowry for their daughter is unimaginable. For this reason, many parents think killing their baby girls, either abortion or after they are born, is a better option. For most of the world, the thought of killing a baby girl is unheard of. But for some people in India, they believe it is better than giving up everything they own as a dowry for when their daughter would get married.
तो बच्चा के बाप को तसल्ली, चाहे तो वो चोर हो, चाहे बदमाश हो, चाहे बुद्धिजीव हो, चाहे बेबुद्धि हो, पर तसल्ली रहती है माँ बाप को एक बच्चा.
Not only is the dowry system pushing people to murder their baby girls, but also the idea of having a higher status. In many Indian communities, status is a very important aspect of their lives. Having a son raises the mother's status, and she is praised just for her ability to have a son. Sons are also looked at as their father's right-hand man, since they are the ones that will be continuing the family name. At the birth of a son, the town and community come together to celebrate. They have huge parties with food and presents, but at the birth of a girl, if they don't abandon or kill it at birth, families will try to hide the birth, and there will be no celebration. To some families, it is looked at as an embarrassment.
When a boy is born, how is that greeted?
Oh, it's with great joy because he's going to bring in the mullah. You see, he's going to be the person who gets married to a girl who's bringing in the money.
Families often have ultrasounds to find out the gender before the baby is born. That way they can decide if they want to have an abortion if it happens to be a girl. In order to prevent this, India and many other countries have put a law in place that makes ultrasounds and sex-selective abortions illegal. Still, people find ways around it. Often, clinics look the other way if people want to do it. But if they don't find out before and wait for the child to be born, it's often the husband that will decide if the child will live or be killed. But it is not uncommon for mothers to kill their children as well. The reason this issue is still happening is partly because it's not well known. Since it's not happening as frequent in our country, people often just put it aside and don't focus on it. Before gendercide can be stopped, the issue needs to be talked about and explained to those who have no idea it even exists. The Gendercide Awareness Project has been working for over 6 years on creating art to raise awareness in the United States for gendercide. They opened a gallery recently displaying 11,000 pairs of baby shoes, each representing 10,000 girls, and each handmade by a different woman across the world. These shoes represent 100 million girls that have been killed, aborted, or abandoned due to gendercide. One of the volunteers working on this project said it is activism by form of art. This display caused a mix of emotions for people, but it also mainly just made people aware of the severity of the issue.
Kind of an overwhelming experience just to think that each of those pairs of booties represent 10,000 girls, and it's a huge number, and it's overwhelming that way, and it just will make you outraged. But it's just pure outrage. It's all that helpful. So it's kind of led me to try to think about how I can take that energy and actually do something positive to help.
The gap between the population of men to women in India is one of the largest in the world. In 2016, according to a CNN report, there are 89 girls to every 100 males. This statistic may not sound that drastic, but take into consideration that the population of India is 1.2 billion people. That means there are nearly 70 million more men than women, which in return is 70 million men without a woman to marry. Marriage is a big part of the Indian culture, so it's impossible for them to ignore such a large gap. This gap in population is often not thought of by people who believe or participate in gendercide. That is mostly because all they think about is the dowry that they'll have to pay when their daughter gets married. That reason alone is why most baby girls are killed, which is heartbreaking to hear.
Just wet the cloth and they fold it like this and they put it on the face so the child can't breathe. Immediately the child will die.
Gendercide needs to end. People need to realize what it is and how severe it is. By spreading the word about gendercide, it can lead to more support and in return saving millions of baby girls' lives. In some places across the world, gender is looked at as a birth defect. In these places, some baby girls are looked at as inconveniences that can be killed or thrown out with no consequences. Evan Gray Davis, the creator of the documentary It's a Girl, stated that the number of girls abandoned or killed due to gendercide, which is currently 200 million, is more than all the major genocidal events in the 20th century combined. Being a girl should not be a death sentence, it should be a celebration.